Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Baba Is You, where I am feeling just a tiny bit more positive than I was yesterday. I got pretty bummed out by the end of yesterday's episode, but I'm in a better place now. I've just had a walk and a shower, I did some start of my day type chores, and I'm ready. And I'm feeling sharp relative to me, it's not necessarily a huge achievement. And check this out, I figured out a thing. Welcome to the Insight Zone. So I made this because I was at the point where I was literally just trying everything. There are only so many things you can do in this level. I was just like, well, let's do all of them one by one and see if they yield any interesting results. And this, it turns out, does. If belt is shift and shift, when you step on the belt, it shoves you twice. That's a little unintuitive to me. I guess, I'm just thinking, after you are shoved once, you are no longer on an object that is shift, but it's like when you step on the belt, it queues up 2 shift events and then fires them in sequence. Whatever, the point is, this is totally going to work. We are going to have to make this belt push first. I probably could have started the episode after fixing it. I think we're going to have to restart, actually. Because there's no way for me to shove the is... Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I got a little excited. It does happen. We're just going to go belt is push, and then this is a thing that is sometimes happening to us, right? We're at a point in the game where occasionally we do just have to try literally everything because I otherwise cannot seem to happen upon the solution in an intuitive way, in what I've been describing as a conceptual way. I probably don't want to move these 2 words together because this is a little bit of an awkward run around and push thing. It took me a minute to even get to the point where I could build this. And the whole time I was inside my head, I was inner monologuing, this is stupid, this is a dumb idea, this isn't gonna work, why would this do anything? Alright, so, shove down, and then we just dramatically outrun the Kiki. Yeah, easy. It turns out, puzzle games are easy. I don't know anybody who has a problem with any of them. Oh, thank God, and way back out. Let's get you over here. Okay, so that means that this, as far as I can tell, this Baba is the only puzzle left in this area, right? Let's find out. Let's give it another shot here. Now with this puzzle, it's going to be a little bit harder to just use the elimination method, right? Because there's a larger number of things you can do in that this puzzle's stuff is a little bit more positional. It is probably the case that the solution is something that we have already tried, just not in a place where we've already tried it, right? Let's have at it again, though. We're pretty low on remaining puzzles. At this point, it's going to be harder and harder to use our strategy of just when a puzzle is too hard, just run away and go do a different puzzle. All right. See, whenever I get a puzzle that I was having a hard time on, I start thinking about all the puzzles in terms of that puzzle solution. I am now thinking, is it possible to make Baba Is move on 2 different dimensions? What if Baba was a whole lot of move? But no, I'm pretty sure that is not, first of all, not possible, and secondly, not actually even helpful. Even if we could make Baba Is move twice. I think that is also something we've never had to do, though, right? And it does seem like it would be useful sometimes. You'd be able to skip over even larger obstacles. Okay, so how are we going to make this Kiki you? Well, okay, so we spent a lot of time looking at this level under the assumption that we must make Kiki is you. Let's go back and reassess. Is it actually necessarily the case that the only way to solve this is Kiki is you? Thanks to the hedges, the reasonably well-positioned hedges here, we cannot mess with any of the definitions outside. We can't make anything flag. We can't make anything have flag. We can't make anything that isn't flag win. We are definitely going to have to melt that box. And we have no way of ascribing qualities to the box. We have no way of ascribing the hot quality to anything that doesn't already have it. There's no way that we bring the box to the lava. It does seem like Kiki is you is still going to be the only option here. So this is part of the problem with the way I sometimes think about puzzles. And one of the reasons that the hey, let's leave and come back later strategy is effective for me is that I do have a tendency to get hung up on the things that feel like they were significant in previous attempts. You know, like that feels like it ought to be something. It's not, but it feels like it ought to be. Okay, we have an extra is. Maybe there's a way of moving these words into position that totally works, that makes use of the extra is, because it's probably the case that we don't need them both, right? Both of the extras, especially since we can go and retrieve this one once we have the U moved over. So wait, maybe the thing I did there was actually kind of... No, because the whole problem with this is that Baba is move has to be true while attempting to execute the push. It's not that hard to get the word Baba over into this corner. The problem is the problem is that all of it has to happen all simultaneously. Well, then that's definitely not... Let's not throw away a word we don't have to throw away. I'm just wondering if this is one of those things where, like, there's a clever way to make it true that Baba is move that I'm just not seeing. There's no way to get a word into this column in a way that we could move it around. Right, we could, like, certainly get it into a corner, but that's not helpful. So there's no way we could possibly make a phrase off of this is horizontally. Yeah, I think that's true. That sure looks true. There's no way to make Kiki's move do anything, right? Because we don't have any ability to turn the Kiki. I feel like I'm retracing my steps a lot here from yesterday, but I'm trying to find the step I missed. You know, I feel like people don't talk about it a lot. People don't talk about puzzle games in general a lot, I guess. But in particular, people don't talk about the music in puzzle games a lot. But I think the music is actually really important. You spend so much time in a puzzle game doing nothing but listening to the music that I think the music is more important as a way of setting a tone in these games than it is in other genres of game where there are other things constantly contributing to, like, the idea of setting. What I'm trying to say is I really like puzzle game music. Like, when they do a good job, I think it's really important, and puzzle games, a lot of puzzle games have real good music. I'm thinking in particular here of the Exapunks soundtrack, which is just, like, incredibly perfect for the tone they're trying to set in that game. So there's no way to build Baba is move such that there's no way to set up Kiki is and then build Baba is move somewhere such that the Kiki breaks it at the right time, unless we can figure out a way to change the patrol of the Kiki, which we cannot. Baba is Kiki just kills us. Kiki is Baba is... You know, I feel like I've been pretty dismissive of Kiki as Baba, under the idea that, hey, it's important we need a Kiki, and it's, like, pretty valuable for us to have one. Because once you do Kiki as Baba, you can't easily turn just one of them back. But what if we don't need to turn just one of them back? What if we do Kiki as Baba, and then we use the two Babas at the same time to somehow reconfigure things such that... oh, right, that's not safe for that. Such that Kiki is Baba, or Baba is Kiki and Kiki is you become true simultaneously. And thus we are the Kikis. I'm gonna do it. Y'all know how much I love having two bodies. Hold on, let's try to figure out what we would do with them first, because having two bodies is such a goddamn nightmare. It shouldn't be, but I can't brainulate it. Okay. If we have two bodies, we can do a thing like like set up right here with our two bodies and then push the is and the you to the right simultaneously. 2 spaces even with Baba is move, which is potentially interesting. How do we make use of this? It's totally possible for us to build Baba is move right here if we have 2 bodies, I think. Because I think we could position them such that, like, when you push... we might actually be able to do that. Maybe. I'm trying to think. If you start with the word move in position, then in order to get Baba in, you'd have to... No, there's no way to do that. If you start with the word Baba in position, in order to get the word move in position... No, that's not going to work either. Never mind. So if you have 2 Babas... Alright, we're just going to have to do it for... The thing we're trying to do now is construct Kiki is you and Baba is Kiki at the same time. Is that at all possible? You would have to... Baba is Kiki is you. It actually doesn't seem impossible. Hold on, is this the actual solution? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? So let's just get this out of the way, right? We go like... Right, and then you is, and then the word Baba pushed to right here, and then you walk around underneath. No, that's not going to work. Because you can't do, you can't have it be true that Baba is move. There's not enough words. Okay, how about this? If we set up... I don't know what my plan is. Hold on, let me just backspace it. Let me just pull these words away from the wall for ease of later use. If we were to set up Baba is move... such that this is was on top of one of the Babas, then we could have it be like Baba is with the Baba underneath it, move, and then the other Baba, and we could do... No, that's not going to work. I was trying to figure out a way that we could use that to execute a pair of double moves over here, but that breaks down the second you get the is on top of that. We still have the same problem with that we had with one Baba. I'm just desperate, grasping at straws a little bit here. Okay. The fact that one of our copies of the word Baba is just like 100% cornered certainly adds a degree of difficulty. I'm trying to think if there's any way... If there's any way to use a Baba down here as we're pushing words down onto him to help us assemble Baba is move down here. I guess that I really shouldn't be looking for that solution anymore, because the idea of building Baba is move down here and then shoving the word you over, like, it doesn't actually help anymore. If you go to having 2 Babas, then you have to have a solution that creates Baba is Kiki at the same time that it creates Kiki is you, which you cannot really do in very many ways. I mean, one way is the number of ways you can do that. It would have to be Baba is Kiki is you, right? Which cannot be done. Because you would have to have Baba is move be true, so that you can double move the U. And that can't be the case because both of your ises and the word Baba are committed to this thing. The shape you would have to build there has all of the words in it. Unless there's something that I'm missing, some kind of clever way that we could move a word into a position that I'm currently discounting as possible for it, and currently treating as impossible. We can't use the two Babas to... We can't use the two Babas to produce like an unusual amount of push or anything. We cannot do anything with the two Babas that is analogous to having the word shift twice from the last puzzle. Once again, it's very easy for me to just like get in a headspace where all I'm trying to do is recreate the last puzzle. Okay. If... The more I look at this, the more I think that two Babas doesn't actually help. Okay, if we were just trying to shift from Baba is you here to Baba is you there, and again, this is at this point, this is just about doing something, trying to accomplish anything to see if it opens up something, if it makes something that I'm missing more obvious to me. We could do that by going Baba is move in these spaces here. And then... I mean, that's a thing we could already do, right? And then there's no... Yeah, there's no way to execute a push from there. Like, once you create Baba is you in the situation, in the way that we have created it in the past, there's nowhere to go from there. I guess we don't even actually need the is. We could use the existing is if we wanted to, now that we have two bodies. It doesn't do anything for us to do so, though. I don't know. I don't think it matters. So you would build Baba is move. Oh no, you do need an is, because you have to have Baba is move be true. Right? Clumsy. That's on me. You know, the lava doesn't feel important to me. It's certainly not killing me. So I just forget it's there. Alright, space down. Okay. So now... Oh, right, I have to space. There we go. So I shove this over. Now we got these two Babas, and... If there was a way... Let's see, we can make... Baba is Kiki. You know, there's a solution here that kind of works. If only there's not any you know? If only the conditions of the puzzle were different. Things would be... There would be solutions. There'd be solutions I could use. Yeah, this doesn't lead us anywhere. I mean, we can make... No, we can't. I was gonna say we can make Baba as Kiki right here, but there's absolutely no way to get the Kiki over there. And there's not anything we could do prior to having done this to set the Kiki in a position where it could be over there. I don't think. No. This is probably pretty frustrating to watch for the people who have already seen it, and I do or for the people who already have figured out the solution on their own, and I do apologize for that. I just extremely don't see it. Alright, let me So we could there's a lot of things we could do if we could get the word you past the lava. Realistically, that requires a double push followed by a triple push, which, as far as I can tell, is not a thing we can actually do. There's no way to... Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a way to set up Baba is moved twice, which would probably allow us to execute a triple push. It would also make it a real pain in the ass to move around. I think I am gonna scoop out of this one again for today. Progress is slowing down just a tiny bit. Like, this bums me out because this is the only puzzle left in this area. We're so close to getting the flower, and that it's really hard for me to walk away from that. But we're going to. Do we wanna have another look at this? Yeah, I mean, may as well have another quick look at this, and then we're going back to the original world map, and there are still puzzles there that we have not yet solved. And who knows, maybe all of those are also about stacking text. Could be. You can't prove they're not unless you did figure them out already, in which case you have probably... In which case you can, in fact, have figured that out. There we go. At least it's level 7, you know? That makes me feel better. It's extra 7. So you know it's gotta be difficult. That's how numbers work. 7's one of the higher ones. So it's still... My basic assumption here is still that we need to already have flag and... Well, we probably don't want to have the text. We cannot have the text on the tile that everything has to be on, because the text is push. So it's got to be text and rock moving onto... It's got to be the text and the rock or the wall moving onto the tile that already has Baba and flag and the other rock on it. Either one of the rocks turns to a wall and then gets shifted, or the rock that's on the flag turns to a wall in the same cycle that everything else gets shifted. And we just hope that that works out in terms of timing. That doesn't seem too likely. Okay, how could we... Well, we know that we can make a wall on top of something and then shift the wall onto stuff. Is there a way that we can make text on a wall? Like, what if we made text on wall on rock? Like, if we do the thing we did before where rock on wall is Baba and Baba is shift, and we use the shift off of the Baba. So the text would have to be on the rock, and we would have to have also Baba is on those. This is definitely going to involve rock as shift. We're going to need some rock as shift here. Well, we're going to need to push the rocks first. So, like, if we do, say, this thing, such that we're shifting onto a rock that cannot shift objects back off of it, then we... The thing is, we have to be pushing stuff onto Baba, which we... Boy. Because Baba has to be the one who pushes the objects onto the rock in this rock in the first place. So how do we make the timing work? Where I have to execute the push, but also I have to be... Okay. Here's a thought. Here's the thing I just realized. Nothing is self-defined. We could make wall is Baba. We actually have more objects than I thought we did, because that wall's not stuck as wall, right? That wall could become rock. Yeah. Okay. So we could have multiple Babas. Or we could have, we could have multiple Babas. We could have rock is shift and make like 2 rock conveyor belts. Okay. This is kind of a real idea. If we make rock is shift with 2 like rock conveyor belts, didn't mean to break that. We'd be able to push an object onto one of the lines of rocks and then run along the other line of rocks at twice the speed of our shifting object. Such that we could beat the thing we pushed to its destination. How much of a real plan is this? I don't know. The answer to your question is I do not actually know. But, in theory at least, it would allow us to both set the movement of a thing in motion and then also be there when it gets there. So if we did something like that, the idea is how do you do this? You would be trying to shift things. It's like a rock gets shifted onto Baba. You still have the core problem, though, of needing to make a wall out of rock on Baba, but also having to have a rock on Baba. I mean, okay, it might be the case that the end of one of the conveyor belts is pressed up against a wall. But no, you still will not be able to have a rock. Right? Because you have to not have a wall in the space in order for Baba to be able to enter the space. And then when you execute, rock on wall is Baba, or rock on Baba is wall, you create another problem. Okay. The fact that we have to be on wall and text is such a nightmare. Alright, what if we conditionally turn some of these into Babas? Oh, we kind of can't. Well, what we would need to do is like Baba on rock, or rock on Baba is Baba, which we cannot do. But I can do rock on Baba is wall, turn a couple of them into walls, and then turn all the walls into Baba. We can have more bodies. We can have any number of bodies we want. Because of the way this puzzle is designed, we have an unusually fine control over how many bodies we have. This feels like insight. This feels useful. So let's say we wanted like 3 Babas. Now we just do wall as Baba, right? So I suppose it could be the case that the whole deal here is just having enough Babas in enough places to execute all of the moves you need. So what does that look like? That allows us to push things onto a Baba. It allows us to be the destination of the push and the origin of the push. So we can like shove words onto a Baba quite easily. The problem is just that final conditional shift where something becomes a wall. If we're assuming that we don't... The wall's got to get pushed onto the other things. But that won't work with text, right? I assume. I mean, we can try it. Let's try it. Let's do a testing. Oh, we probably don't want to collapse our bodies. God. Having multiple bodies. It's always fun. It's always a good time. I'm always so happy that I've done it. So... And the thing is, if we lose bodies, it is actually going to be impossible for... Or if we collapse bodies, it is going to be impossible for us to get them back, I believe. Here, let's get you all in the same row for the moment. Here's what we're going to do. This is going to be a little messy. Okay. And then we want to get you above the others. We don't actually want to break Rocka's push, but we do also have to get this guy down here, so we'll just reassemble it down here. Okay. So then we put a word at the end of the line. It cannot be shift, because we need the word shift for the thing we're doing. It can be push, right? Just push. So how are we going to do this? It's like rock on Baba is wall, while also Baba is shift. So yeah, it can be the word push. We don't need the word push for what we're going to do here. I'm pretty sure this is not going to work, but we absolutely need to test everything here. I feel like the fact that I realized that we can do conditional, we can create ourselves additional bodies or change the walls into rocks is probably going to be quite significant. It feels like it ought to be quite significant. Okay, so we want the word on over here. Rock on Baba is wall. While Baba is shift. I need a little bit more separation here, and I'm not 100% sure how I want to accomplish that. This should be fine. Okay. Rock on Baba is wall. Wait, don't want it to be true yet, though. Because I'm going to end up having to move some Babas over some stuff to get the rest of the words in position. So, alright, let's get the word wall out of the way. At some point, this game became difficult. Okay. Rock on Baba is wall. Then we turn... Shoot. Wait, how did I do this before? So Baba is shift has to become true on the same cycle that I step on the thing. Fortunately, I have all these bodies. Unfortunately, now I have to figure out how to maneuver all these bodies. Okay, so the deal is I need some of you to be... Okay, we gotta disassemble this again. And we have to go like... this is going to be a pain. Okay, you have to get way over there. We're just going to collapse a couple of bodies, because we're just testing something right now. Alright, so then we need a greater vertical separation, which... Is this good enough? It is. But it's going to require a little bit of work, because we're going to have to move the is over, because that's the thing that's going to... No, I need to... There we go. Alright. So that shifts the wall onto... Oh, wait, why did I... Oh, right. Because there's two Babas. That's fine. That'll totally work. And then we just make rock is shift. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. So now this portion of wall is going to get shoved forward toward that word, and I assume it will stop dead. Yeah, it won't actually be able to get on there. Huh. Okay, so we cannot shift rock onto word. Nor can we shift word onto... Or, we cannot shift wall onto word. Nor can we shift word onto wall. Nor can we shift rock onto either of them. So, the single most difficult... Or the single element of this that I still don't have is it seems like it's not possible for the words to all be coincident. Or it's the objects, right? There's no way to get text onto a wall, and there's no way to get a wall onto text. You could turn a thing that is already on text into a wall, but that's the only way to do it, right? I think. Unless maybe we can use that that method that I used to combine the text. I wish I could remember level names. You know, on that one level where I did that thing where we had an object here and an object here get shifted into the space between them simultaneously. My concern is that that might not work with an object that is stop. Let's see if we can do a test. So we're gonna go. Let me think here. We're gonna need 2 rocks to serve as the shifters. So you need a rock that's here and a rock that's there. So it's going to have to be the case that rock is shift while wall is on one rock and text is on the other rock. So it's going to have to be Baba on rock is wall is going to be the easiest way to do that. Let's do wall is rock. Get ourselves some additional rocks. Then rock. How do we get a wall on top of a rock? Okay, it's got to be the same thing we just did, where Baba is shifts rock on or wall onto rock. So it's rock on Baba is wall. As Baba is shift becomes true, which means we're probably gonna have to reposition our rocks actually. Okay, but rock on Baba is wall. Let's build the parts of it that I can build quickly here. All right, so we have rock on Baba is wall. Oops! Don't create the phrase Baba is wall accidentally while you're shoving stuff around. All right, get the word push just kind of out of the way for a minute. So if we move this whole thing up a little bit, like to here, we can do this with kind of a minimum of pain, I think. So it's going to have to be a case that try to think about the positioning. We need a pair of rocks next to each other, both... Do they have to be facing... I don't know if they have to be facing the same way, but we're going to do a thing here. We'll shift this down here. Okay, so now that's facing left. It doesn't matter that it's facing left. Okay, break. Nope. Break Baba is shift. And then we bring it over here somewhere. So we want Baba is right here, right? And then we're gonna turn this into a... I'll push, so Baba will be standing here. This will turn into a wall. It will get shifted to the right. I think that's right. So we need this to be right here. And I'm gonna create a little bit of wall, which doesn't matter. Okay. Easy. Now, damn it. Still a problem. There we go. Now we just gotta put a word on that rock. It cannot be shift, because shift is a word that we need for the other thing we're doing. The rest of the experiment. Oh, yeah, don't actually create the phrase yet. So it doesn't really matter what word we do with this, because we'll do this with, because we're just experimenting. Okay, that does work. So, If we set up a version of that with the flag in the middle and also a Baba, so we probably want there to be a second body. Yeah, we're gonna need at least a second body. So we move in such a way that we make this true. So like we wanna make Rock's shift true horizontally, so that the last move that executes it can be a vertical move that also moves a Baba into the center. And then so the flag in the middle, the Baba in the middle, the text and the wall getting moved on. There also has to be a rock in the middle, which is a problem, because the rock in the middle will shift our body out of the middle at the same time it shifts everything in, unless this all happens against a wall. So if the rock in the middle is facing upward up against the top wall, and we move in from below, I think this is a solution. I think it's going to be a pain to set up, but I think it's a solution. So I have to have at least 2 distinct bodies. Alright, let's try to implement that. Let's see if we can do that thing. Wall is Baba should be fine. I think it's annoying that it unmakes this wall, but that wall's not useful anyway because we have to relocate the whole kit and caboodle. That's right. I said it. The kit and the caboodle. That's the kind of world we're living in today. Takes everything you got. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is use Baba is shift to shove the flag up against the top wall somewhere. And it's got to be at least 3 tiles away from this hedge, because we need space to set up the other stuff. So, this is a little awkward, because it's going to mean... Here, let me... I'm pretty sure we do only need 2 bodies, but I also think it's a bad idea for other reasons, for us to have Babas on top of each other. I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world to move a rock up a little bit. Trying to make sure that I'm not that I'm not missing something really obvious here. I guess this is actually fine, right? And then we just... That's the center of the experiment, right there. Alright. Break Baba is shift. No, sorry, don't break Baba is shift. We still need Baba is shift. Let's do this. Just to let me move rocks around up here a little easier. I wish these guys were a little bit more separated horizontally. Okay. Think that's fine. We need another rock over here to become the wall when we execute the wall thing. Oh, this isn't going to work with the wall thing, though, because we have to have done Baba is shift on the... Well, you know what? No, never mind. It'll totally... We can do this without the rocks having to be near the words, because we have multiple bodies now. Yes, believe so. Think that's true. Alright, and then we shift this thing around. Okay. So this rock is pointed right, this rock is pointed left. Great. Now we break Baba is shift. Okay. I made rock is shift, and there's 2 rocks on top of each other over there. It's fine. I'll break it, it doesn't matter. Okay. So now we have to build Baba is shift with Baba on rock, with rock on Baba is wall. Yeah, okay. So we have to be really careful about how we do this. Rock on... Let's not actually create any meaning before we absolutely have to. As we all know, meaning is dangerous. A lot of people have an intuitive sense of this, which is why they are so eager to demand that you not treat stuff as though it has meaning, even when it totally does. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to enter this space with this Baba as I complete this sentence. Which means that we gotta change the height of the wording. Because I cannot create more vertical space. Well, I suppose I could. I could use a stack of words over here to space these guys out a little bit better. But, like, what do we actually need? 3? That's not a problem. We can just bring the sentence up. Well, that's not ideal. Let's not do that way. Okay. This should work, right? So it's going to be like last time where I'm actually moving the is, not the shift. Wait, that changes our verticality. Here. There we go. Okay. We did it! That is a non-trivial amount of work. Alright. Now, break this, I think. It doesn't really matter what the word is, but I think the word push is not relevant to anything we're doing. So it can be the word push. Right, that we set on top of the other rock. Oh, probably. I don't think I need 3 bodies, but let's not collapse the bodies. Okay, so we have a rock facing left with a wall on top of it, a rock facing right with a word on top of it. Now we just have to make rock is shift with the same motion that puts one of our bodies onto this rock, and I think that's it. I think that's the thing. Could this possibly be the way you are intended to do this? I don't think so. That doesn't seem right. Okay, so how are we gonna space our bodies? Well, let's start by getting the word rock over here a little bit more. So we want to complete rock is shift with a vertical movement, with an upward movement that allows me to. Don't do that though. Let's move some of these dangerous words out of here. Okay, so we got to complete rock is shift with a vertical movement that places the Baba in the space. So I need I need to increase the vertical distance between these Babas. Let me do this. I'm gonna get some words out of the way real quick here. Okay, so I'll keep the word rock there. Let me scoop these down a little bit, and then I'm just gonna do this thing. Okay, so that creates quite a bit of vertical space. So we need the phrase rock is shift. Well, we might need to change. We need to change our horizontal spacing a little bit, right? Because rock is shift. If we do it here, yeah. So I need the let's get the 2 rightmost Babas in the same column, and then we hit space one time. Wait, Baba on wall and text and Baba and rock. We have to have a second Baba in the. Okay, I thought maybe Baba was always on Baba, but it has to be a second body. Well, you know what sounds very doable is that. Okay, and then we make them the same column. Now, the Baba will be on wall and text and Baba and rock and flag. Oh my god. Like a weight lifting off of my lungs. Area complete. You know what? I earned the hell out of that one. feel pretty good about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. This game's alright. Okay, let's go back and attempt some of these earlier puzzles that I can't seem to figure out how to solve. Solitary Island, you're going last. I'm sticking to that. Back to the Forest of Fall. Okay, we just have 2 puzzles left in the Forest of Fall. To be perfectly honest with you, if we don't manage to solve anything else here, I'm 100% fine with it. The thing that I just did, I think that was the most complicated solution we've had so far. The one where we figured out that strategy of being able to shift pushable things into the same space by using shifters that are 2 spaces apart was also pretty tough. But I feel like the one we just did felt worse to me. That might just be recency bias. Okay, so text is float. The ghost has the flag. The ghost is shut. The key is open. Must put key in ghost or ghost on key. Let's not forget, that's a thing we do all the time. Rock is push. We have a rock. Leaf is telly. Gets us to the text area. Baba is you. Flag is win. Foliage is sink. That there. Ghost is defeat. Ghost is shut and push. Hedges stop. Ghost has flag. Key is open. Key will open ghost. Just like in real life. So what are we supposed to do here? We can make the rock and the leaf push. So, like, the idea is that you would like to be able to leaf telly over to here somehow, or like you can push the rock into the foliage to sink it, but you can't push the ghost and you can't push the key. So doing so is actually of like relatively limited value. We could do rock as leaf and give ourselves a third teleporting object, but none of that helps us get to the ghost. If leaf is push and telly, then we can effectively push the key around by pushing a leaf onto it, and then pushing the leaf around as the key continues to teleport back and forth. And we can make that happen. Leaf is push and telly. But what we cannot do is make that happen and then teleport back out via the leaf, because it will be push, and I will not be able to step on it. That creates an issue. Why would they give us a rock and a sinking thing? Like, my question is the push rock into the sinky thing here as a red herring to, like, that's an interaction you can do, but is the whole point that that's a bad thing to do? We can use the rock. Let's see, we can push the rock through the teleporting leaf. Doesn't feel super helpful. Okay, if we make leaf as push and telly, if we make leaf as push true with a movement that takes us onto the leaf, then that should work, right? Let's try it. So I think I do, in fact, with that solution, just want to push the rock into the thing here. We go... This has to come up here a little bit, because we have to have room to plug in. Is push below it. Let's just move this out of the way for a second. Probably don't do that thing. This seems like it would work, but also it doesn't interact with a pretty large portion of the puzzle, so it must not. This is a little awkward. I've done this in kind of an annoying way. Okay, do that. Because, like, the deal is, it has to be the case that the leaf is... Well, I guess there's no reason I had to make that weird. Hold on. Maybe in fact, this is perfect. I was just thinking, leaf telly is already horizontal, so probably it has to stay horizontal. Actually, what we want to do is... The leaf has to be next to the phrase. It can't be... Yeah, I was right to do this, but I was right for the wrong reasons. Okay. So that lets me do that. Now we can push the leaf... Wait, I was supposed to be grabbing the key. Sorry. Alright, now we only push it when the key's not on it, right? Because otherwise that happens. Oh no, patience, my weak point. Damn it. Also, sometimes my keyboard reads two inputs. That's a different problem. Right? This is totally gonna work. Oh, except when I push the... Yeah, we're gonna have a problem in a second here. Because when I push the ghost... When I push the leaf onto the ghost, it's gonna have the key and the ghost just swapping positions eternally. They're never actually gonna touch. And the only way that we've ever seen to use teleporters to unite two objects is to have three teleporters, right? Wait, is that true? Hold on a second. We definitely had a situation... Ooh, how did we do that? Didn't we have a situation where we used two teleporters to unite something? How did I do that? Oh, I made one of the things not actually able to interact with the teleporter, which we can't do here, because we can't, like, make the teleporter float, or half the teleporter float. So yeah, Oh, also the ghost is push. That's the thing that I just totally spaced on. And actually, wait, doesn't the fact that the ghost is push make this work? Yeah. Because then we can just shove the ghost onto the key. Yeah. Yeah. It totally does, in fact, just make this work. Broken playground. Let's do it. Oh, no. I remember being frustrated by this one. I did try to work this one off camera for a little bit, and I did not get to the place. Well, let's give it a minute or two of our time here. We're pretty close to the end of the episode, but... Alright. Water is telly, text is float. Wall and box is stop. We have to get an object through the water to the upper right corner, then turn it into a word, so that we can create an is-win statement that actually works, and then we also have to have an instance of that object at the same time. And somewhere in there is the place that this breaks down. Alright, nothing can be push, and we only have one is. So unfortunately, in order to move an object through the teleporter, we're gonna have to turn one of our three objects into one of the others, right? So that we can have two simultaneous bodies. Yeah, I think so. Why is the box stop? Why is it the case that one of our three objects is stop? What does that do for us? That either opens up a path that would not otherwise be available, or it's a constraint of some kind. But I don't see how it matters at the moment. So we could do like... We could do like box is flag, then flag is you. Walk one of the flags over through the water. Push Kiki, use the other flag that's still on this side to make Kiki is you. So that we could do flag is text without dying. But once we do flag is text without dying, we're going to have the problem where we have the word flag over here and not a flag object anymore. So how do we... And then we can't win, obviously. But is this a real problem? Hold on a second. Let me... Is there not, like, a pretty easy way to fix this? This might be one of those ones where I just, like... I did a kind of a dumb. I did, like, a gently dumb, which I do sometimes. Alright, so now make Kiki as you. I think it doesn't matter too much that I put this up against the wall, because we can just... Right? That's not a problem. And we go... Flag is text. Yeah, and then there's no way for us to... Because we have no conditionals here, there's no way for us to generate a flag to actually touch. But... Now that we have an object back over there, we can mess with it. What if we do, like... So we could turn it back into something else. We go like flag is... Well, I was going to say we could do flag is Kiki. No, we cannot. We would lose somewhere before that actually happened. We do not have another is to play with. I still do not... I do not see why boxes stop. What does boxes stop do? Oh, you know what? This is one of those ones where it's like a more advanced version of an earlier puzzle, I think. Maybe boxes stop was relevant to the other puzzle. Could be. So... Flag is text. Leaves us with a bunch of instances of the word flag. But the only object left on the map is Kiki. And the waters, but we can't mess with the waters. And then there's no way to win. If we turned everything into Kiki. Kiki as text would be a real bad time. I mean, like, it doesn't really matter which object is which. Right? The only difference between the three objects is that box is stop. Gosh, why would that be relevant? Yeah, I'm really not sure. This might be a red herring, but I'm like so fixated on it now. Why does it matter that boxes stop? Okay, hold on. The way this is positioned... Should not have done that way. I don't think that matters. Right, because anything that can go through... Yeah, I don't think that matters. Because the thing has to be not text to go through, and then has to become text again on the other side, and... There's no way to... The water is telly, the text is float, and those are both uninteractable, the way they are positioned. The fact that the boxes stop is not going to allow us to get text on top of anything. Like, the fact that the box functions as a wall, I'm pretty sure doesn't have any meaning. I'm probably over-focusing on this. It's just like some weird little detail that's not relevant. Probably. I guess the number one thing that it does is it makes it so you really don't want to make boxes win, right? Boxes win is a bad time. Is there a... There's... Okay, how about this? What if we... move the... No, never mind. I was going to say, if we could get the is you statement over to here, then something. I'm not even 100% sure where that thought was going. I had half of it. I never at any point knew what the other half of it was. But if you like got an object, if you got the phrase over to here somehow, you know, by like pushing it like this and then using a two-body thing, you could like, right, if you did say flag is Kiki, got yourself a pair of Kikis, did Kiki is you, and then you could like, you could have the two Kikis, you know, if we reverse Kiki in box, you could have the two Kikis shove this up, and then you could keep doing that where you keep swapping the object you are. You could totally move the is you statement vertically. But I don't think it actually does anything. You can tell I'm basically just like cycling through the weird tricks that we've used to solve levels. It's like, well, if it's not a puzzle about stacking text, it's not a puzzle about having two bodies, if it's not a puzzle about double shifting. Yeah, I still don't have this one. Well, that's fine. Like I said, I think I can be pretty happy about the way today's episode went. I feel way better than I did yesterday, that's for damn sure. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, I don't exactly know what my plan is. I'll have a look at some of these other ones, just see if we can figure out some stuff on the world map. There's still that one puzzle in the depths, which is driving me absolutely crazy. I'll probably spend a fair amount of time fiddling with that off camera. We will get some stuff done. That's what matters. You'll just have to come back to see what it is. And we'll see you then.